Hello, it's Miss Haley, and I have a really important lesson today on pre-writing and moving into the writing phase. So, when our young people start to learn their sounds, they can start to write CVC words or very simple words. CVC word is consonant, vowel, consonant. So something as simple as cat. And we want to model to the children how to sound these words out. So we might say, okay friends, we want to write the word cat today. We know some letters that say K. What letters do we know that say K? They might say C and they might say K. Or they might just say one of those. Now we want to write A and then we want to write T for cat. Let's have a count of those sounds. K, A, T. How many are there? There's 3. K, A, T. So we're modeling breaking the word up into those sounds. We're modeling writing the sound that we hear, and then we're modeling putting the sounds back together. So we've written our K, that's our first sound. Let's have a listen to what our second sound is. Cat, K, A, T. Wiggle that finger, I'm looking for the A sound. What do we think that might be? Hopefully we've been practicing, and I'm writing it both ways for a reason I'll show you at the end. Let's have a listen to our third sound. K, A, T. What says T, T, T? It's a T. So we're going to write that. Now, those are 2 different ways, but which one do you think looks right? Well, hopefully they'll have seen the word cat and they can say, okay, that one looks right. Now, friends, once we've modeled the CVC words a few times, once we've given them exercises that look like this, we might write, now that we know that says cat, let's make some more words. Let's look for different sounds, and we might be able to get them to fill in mat and hat. Let's say we've been practicing things like that for a little while now, and we say, children, I would like you to write your own sentence today, almost all by yourself. And I know that sounds very tricky. However, you're very good at sounding out. And you might help them come up with a sentence, but we really want them to go and do some attempted phonetic writing on their own. Phonetic writing is so important. It's where they're, for the very first time, writing something down, just listening to the sounds. So they might say, I went to the beach. And they might write something like this. I went to the beach. So they'll skip words, that's fine. But if a little one came to me and said, that says I went to the beach, I'd be very happy and very excited about that. And I'd say, oh my gosh, you've written a whole sentence. This is amazing. Because what we want them to know is that we want them to try to write those sentences using those sounds. And then eventually you might see something like this. We went to the, because they might know how to spell that now, beach. You might start to see all the words. We or I went to the beach. We do not stress too much about the correct spelling just yet in this phonetic stage. We don't want them to be scared to write because they don't know the exact spelling. So what we can do is we can come and very gently write the correct spelling above with a full stop, a big smiley face and a big well done. If we want to then take those words into a spelling session, later on we can. But let's not stress too much about these few small things, spelling, handwriting, all of those. We worry about those later on when we're doing a handwriting session or doing a spelling lesson. As the children get older and writing becomes easier for them and more automatic, then we can certainly be focused on handwriting and spelling as well during our writing phases. Not really our first draft though, okay? So get excited when they start spelling phonetically because that's a huge step and something that means that they're on the verge of reading as well.